Supreme Rises. We are nearing the end of the fourth quarter. How about that? We are definitely at the end of the fourth quarter. I mean, obviously by the Gregorian calendar. We are definitely at the end and about to close out 2024. So, here we are approaching 2025, creeping up on us real slow. So, by tradition and culture, it's a bittersweet thing, and then it's an exciting thing. I can speak for myself as far as saying, it's a bittersweet thing because, life has its challenges and things like that. But when you are of the divine and when, you are special to God, when you have a strong connection to God and when you are special to God and you are on a certain type of path, I'm not getting preachy or religious. I need to say that. But I have to say that when you are walking in alignment and you are doing certain things and you're on a certain type of path, even though you may face struggles and things like that, life is not easy, and nobody is exempt, from life and its challenges and the ups and downs and the wave. The current of life. But that omnipotent, most highest intelligent presence and being seems as though it's just always in attendance, always present. So, there's so many people that are on the same similar journey. And as I said in previous videos, I was raised in a church. I have people that were ordained on both sides of my family, on my dad's side and my mom's side, rest their soul. And there's some that are still alive, God bless them. I was raised in a certain type of way, and they would always tell me that I was anointed. And I don't want to veer off too far into it because I don't really have anything to prove. I don't care what people have to say. I guess my point of saying that was that since a baby and from birth, I had something on me, something anointed, something that was divinely orchestrated and ordained. So it was meant to be this way. And on this walk of authenticity, it's not easy, but some people don't recognize it because they're not on the same frequency or they're not doing the same thing. And some people just find it so hard to accept who you are current day and where you're at. And, some people only remember certain phases of you or certain aspects, but probably didn't even know you well enough to know that you were raised on a very solid foundation, so as to say that, this current state or your current self, your current being is not a facade. As for me, it's not a facade. But I believe that there are things to keep in mind going forward while, people are, waking up with the intention to stay on the righteous path and to, stay on their spiritual path and keep themselves and God first and then everybody else second. And I say themselves and God first because if you're not good, nobody else is good. So I hope that you keep in mind and don't let anybody make you believe that you sacrificing yourself and putting somebody else first while you decline is the righteous thing or is the most healthiest thing. And I'm not insinuating anything. I'm just speaking facts here. You can't help someone else if you're not well all the way yourself. So as we progress and on this on this journey called life, there's people that are not going to understand. They're not going to understand your path. They're not going to understand your evolution. They're not going to recognize your progress in the process. And that's just big facts. There's that duality. There's that dual energy where there's the positive and the negative. while there are so many beautiful spirits and beautiful people in the world who can see the light on you, and they want to bask in that, but they also want to nurture that, and they want to magnify that in you by speaking positivity on you and adding their positive energy to yours, which is such a powerful thing. There are also the opposite, which are individuals who want to gaslight, and they want to project their fictitious thoughts and ways, their facades, their negative toxic projections. And a lot of times it's due to their lack of awareness, their ignorance, and their current state of consciousness. So if we understand and recognize that, then we can have compassion for those individuals. But it's very important that we keep that in mind, because people will try to manipulate and gaslight in hopes that they can, reel you in and have you in a lower vibrational state. At the end of the day, it's not even about competition. It's about facts and where you at energetically, vibrationally. And it ain't about hopping on a bandwagon or anything. This is just what it is. This is facts. And when you know, and when you're tapped in, then you know. So, it's not personal to what other people have going on, but if I decide to separate myself and I decide and vow that I'm not going to deal with certain people, then it's personal to me. So if I say that it's personal, then yeah, it's personal. It's personal to me because I'm serious about, my life and where I'm at in it. And I'm serious in it unapologetically. It's not a facade. Unfortunately, many people want nothing more than to make a lie out of you because they really can't accept where you are on your journey. It's like, well, you evolved and you changed, but you're not where I'm at. Or sometimes people, they feel as though it's some type of competition and they can't accept where you are. So, they want to make a lie out of you. But when you operate in authentic energy and you being yourself, not being someone else, even though y'all may have similar interests, doesn't necessarily mean that you're trying to duplicate somebody or be someone else. Being authentic, absolutely. When you have a certain type of light and you operate in a certain type of way, but you have evolved and you have ascended. Some people, they just don't get it. And I've adopted a new saying, and that saying goes, it's okay. We're not on the same frequency, and sometimes that's just simply what it is. But, it is a journey. So I believe that it is very important that we track our progress, and that, we keep it pushing and track our progress, not veering off path and not being swayed by, the little subliminals or the people that you might deal with in the store and traffic or whatever negative energies that try to come and test you, because that's what the enemy do. He send people to try to test you. Being mindful that we are setting the intentions and being intentional about who we're spending our energy with, and vetting those who could potentially be in our lives long term. That's very important. Some people, they try to talk like, it's just like the next best thing as life's bread. And it's like, I'm not a hater. You can think that, and you should have a high self-esteem and things. But at the same time, some people talk like they're in such a way, or that, somebody absolutely want to be a part of their inner circle. I'm not that person. I don't want to be a part of everybody's inner circle. As a matter of fact, I'm very picky about who I spend time with and who I build a circle with, or the people that I let in my life, because I don't rock with everybody, and I'm not meant to be for everybody. I'm not meant to befriend everybody. I'm not meant to make connections with everybody. And some people, how do I say this without sounding rude or arrogant? Some people do not wholeheartedly embody everything that I admire or accept, or the things that I need to be in connection or in relationship with me. So I just want to say that, because I was gonna say something else, but I've been trying to watch how I've been trying to watch my words, and I've been doing so good.